is there a 360-day year? It's not a solar year, it's not a lunar year, it's right in between. The fact that it's right in between, meaning a solar year is 365 days, and a lunar year is 354 and sometimes 355, so 360 is right in the middle. That's very interesting. But according to an interpretation of Daniel 9, a 360-day prophetic year takes us from a decree to rebuild Jerusalem to the arrival of Messiah. And it'd be interesting to find out what that 360-day year is about. So this is the PL-89 calendar, and I seek to answer that question and many other questions in it. It's a method, as far as I know, is unique. I haven't seen it used anywhere. It's a work that maybe others are involved with it, but I haven't seen it published on the internet. I have a name for it. It's called Gematriona. Not Gematria, but Gematriona. Gematriona is the process of using Gematria together with time to calculate ideas and to verify whether they are true or not. And gematriatic calculation is done all the time, but it's done in the time. And it's gematria that's about time. And it's gematria that is the engine that makes it calculate is time. And that's the basis of this gematriatic thought calendar. It's called the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. And it's a lunar and solar calendar. It's also a Daf Yomi calendar. And is also a Julian calendar. And I've added recently the Islamic calendar. And all those calendars are all in this one calendar. And the way it works is that I'm basically using two calendars, lunar and solar, which are the Hebrew calendar and the Gregorian calendar. And Daf Yomi calendar isn't used to tell the time, it's just used to connect with the page number, or in some cases it can tell things about time. And so the Julian calendar is the calendar that was in use before the calendar that we have today, that was established in 1582. And right now, and for the next 100 years or so, it's 13 days behind our Gregorian calendars. If today is September 30th, then the Gregorian calendar is September 17th. And so the eighth day of Tishrei is the date on the Hebrew calendar of the new year, 5786. We're just 8 days into this new year. And the box that would represent the 8th day of Tishrei is box number 18. And these numbers have been calculated by a verse in Leviticus chapter 25, verse 20. And I've made this comment before, but not recently, but it's fascinating that the verse that this comes from, which is Leviticus 25:20, the year that I'm starting to publish this daily is 2025. So this calendar is based on Leviticus 25:20, and since July 1st of 2025, I've been publishing information about this daily. So 25:20, 2025. I thought it was very interesting. I started this over 13 years ago. Started in Elul of Tuf Shin Ayin Bet, which is the year 5772, which is the year 2012. And so 18 is the box number for the 8th of Tishrei, or any other month in this dispensation, which means when we get to October 8th, God willing, in about a week or so, a week and a day, then we're going to be in 18 too. A box number 18, or any other month that comes in this dispensation, which means when the time is that the months of this season, whether it's October or whether it's Tishrei, are in this section of the calendar. Now there's a whole rule to dispensations, when you start here and what months, but those are separate rules, not for now. But so today is box 18, and on the Gregorian calendar, it's box number 30. Now, something very interesting about box number 30. Since these numbers, they don't go from one in sequential order. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't do that. It goes 8, 17, 25, 34, 2, 11, 19, 28. It goes, the sequence is 8 plus 9 and 8 plus 9. That's one of the reasons why it's called the PL-89. Gematriatic thought calendar, because the sequence is goes 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, and when it hits 40, it resets. This is based on a verse in Leviticus 25:20, around there, but it's verses that talk about the sabbatical year, Shemitah, and one of the verses addressed the 8th and 9th year after a Shemitah cycle. Like there's a Shemitah cycle of 7 years, and then there's the famous or semi-famous, or some people may not know it at all, but it's a verse that says, if someone will ask, what were we going to eat during the 7th year? We haven't sowed or reaped or sowed, we haven't planted. And so God commands a blessing for the 6th year. We'll go through the 7th year. And then the verse after this says, and until the 8th year, you'll be eating from the old crop. And then the 9th year. And it stops at 8 and 9. So when I saw those two things, 8 and 9, that immediately gave me the flash of inspiration to make a calendar based on 8 and 9. And it's based on 40 as well. PL can stand for purple, hence purple. And lavender. L is lavender, even though this might be violet, but it's called lavender for this. It's a lighter purple. If you look at these, it's 40. It's 10, 20, 30, 40 for each shade of purple. And in the one, numbers 1 through 10, okay, and these white and yellow boxes, rectangles, they're not germane, they have to actually be changed, really. When I made this, sorry for the noise, someone's talking outside the hallway, you can hear, someone's hear it in here, but anyway. This probably should be just one letter. Let me put on pause for a second. Okay, I think I quieted it down now. On the Gregorian calendar, what's interesting about this, it doesn't go by, it went sequentially, it goes by 8 plus 9, and so the boxes don't have the numbers of the date all the time, but once in a while, you'll find it. There's rare numbers that they match. And I think that can be a simple arithmetic explanation. But, like, for example, day 1 is 8, day 2 is 17, day 3 is 25, day 4 is 34. You see that the 4 and the 34 match, the 4 last digit. And 2 is 5, 11 is, they don't match. But every once in a while, there is a number that exactly matches the day of the month to the box number. And there are only a few boxes in the whole calendar that do that. And one of them is 30. If you get to the day 30 in any month, in this section here, you're going to be in box 30. So today is September 30th, so we are in box 30. If you the first day, and tomorrow will be October 1st. and it'll be box 38. 38 has nothing to do with 1. I mean, nothing you can really so clearly tell. And then the second will be 7, the third will be 15th, the fourth will be 24th, the fifth will be 32, the sixth will be 1, the seventh will be 9. So you see that it doesn't happen at all here. It happens with a few numbers, and I can't explain exactly why it has to do, these particular numbers have to do with 8 plus 9. Because this whole calendar is 8 plus 9, but it's cut off at 40. And it happens with box number 30, like we have today, and it happens in the box 14. Now, what does 14 and 30 have to do with 8 plus 9, and you cut off at 40? I don't know, but it must be something, because these are two dates that I can just list them right now. Okay, if you get to the 16th day of the month, 16 is one of those type of things that I can see, because 8 plus 9, and then 16 is the second thing, so it's like 2 times 8. And since you're going 8 plus 9, but then you're always subtracting 8 plus 9, so it's like 8 times 2. That I can see. 8, and you go 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, cut off at 40, 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9. And you'll come to, over here, you'll be exactly in 16, that's the 16th day of the month. But I do not understand why it happens at 14. What does 14 have to do with 8 plus 9? But if you go for the first month here, the second month, and then you come to the second month and you get to box number 14, or it's box number 8, 16, 24, 32. Okay, making noise again. 32, 40. And you get to 44. I think I'm beginning to see it now. But anyway, you get to 44, you'll be in box 14. And then again, but the reason what I mean when I say I see is that the reason why 14 and 30, because 13 and 14 is 44. When I counted 44, I got to 14. So I know that 44 has something to do with it. But here's where number theory comes in. If you could explain the meanings of 30 and 14 and 44, that's really, okay, the valuable thing that I'm looking for. Okay, so 44 boxes, you get to 14. And you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's that magical number 16 again. You count 16 boxes, you get to 30. It's 14 plus 16 is 30. Okay, now I'm seeing why those dates match. But the question is, why those numbers? But anyway, 30 is, going back to my question about the prophetic years, 30-day months are the basis of the prophetic year. And it was told to me by somebody that in the book of Genesis, it starts with Noah, and so I think it's Noah 7:24, 7:11. Talks about when the flood started, and it started on the 17th day of the second month, and then it stopped on the 17th day of the seventh month. So that's 5 months, right? 2 plus 5, 7. But the verse says, and the water continued on the earth for 150 days. So 5 months being 150 days, 150 divided by 5 is exactly 30. And so that piece of information was told to me by somebody, and we are in fact in box number 30. And that is that is what gematriona is. This is when someone says something, and this thing that they're saying, qualitative, right now, it's 3:30 right now. See, that's gematriona. It's 3:30 right now, and I'm talking about something that happened in box 30 when he talked about a 30-day month. These are not coincidences. These are like proofs. It's like reality talking to you, if you're open to it. So how is it that on September 30th, we are in box number 30, it is 3:30 now, and it was explained to me about the 30-day month exactly, which is a 360-day prophetic year. But if you remember, this is also a Julian calendar. And a Julian calendar is 13 days behind our calendar. So let's count 13 days behind today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You count 13 boxes back, and you get into box 39. What's so special about 39? What does 39 have to do with today? Today I was watching a video about a specific thing in Yoma 39. So the Gregorian calendar, which is 13 days behind our calendar, is also today. If your Gregorian calendar never happened, we would be 13 days ago, right now, and the box number would be 39, right? In Yoma Tractate 39, it mentions that 40 years, 39b, I believe it is. I saw a video of that today. It comports with this calendar. In Yoma 39b, it says that 40 years before the destruction of the temple, the scarlet, the thread didn't turn white. It usually would turn white. 40 years. You see, we're in box 39. It's a Julian calendar. It's the 17th of September, which is today, 39. And Yoma 39 was shown on the video. See, these are things that I can't control. These are things that simply come to me. And you would say, okay, it's very neat that you're matching up your life to their calendar, but what does that have to do with anyone out there? What I'm looking for is consensus. I'm looking for an objective, mathematical. So ideally, this 39 should be meaningful to everybody. In my case, it happened to have been in what I saw. But in your case, 39 means something else. Maybe you know someone named Amy, and you had some dealings with Amy today. Maybe Amy equals 39, by the way. Maybe you know someone named Angel. It's also 39. I'm just thinking, but the point is, there's all different meanings of how this can relate. And that's the basis of how the PL-89 calendar should work.